Hi, everybody. It's Martha Lochamin again with another session of Resiliency in Action. I have, as I've shared, some of the work that I did previously as a resiliency specialist with the city of Longmont was specific to after the 2013 flood. And one of those conversations really started around gaps in technology, and we are seeing that now. One of those conversations during the resiliency work was specific to a program that a lot of folks in our community may not be aware of. It's called the Reverse 911. It's a service with Everbridge. And what that means is when you get mass notifications of disasters, you have to opt in Boulder County. So any city or town within our county. So I've invited Elena to join me today as a community member, as somebody who's been very involved in our community in different resources to share in the conversation. And we're going to go through today around that project and that specific procedure here in the county. So Elena, thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So we're going to take a look, like I said, in regards to the program that's called Everbridge. Some people know about it as Everbridge and other people know about it as Reverse 911. And really what that is the service if there is a natural disaster and a mass evacuation, as an example. This is the way that we get notified. So we're going to take a look at how this program works and what this means. And we're going to walk through together how you would actually go through it online, because that was when I started the Resiliency for All project, was one of the pieces of just doing research. And Elena, we were talking a little bit about the fact that currently this information in our county is only offered in English. So this is the way that you would get registered. And what I'm going to do is show us, so we can walk through it together, the process for a community member to get online and go through the same. So if you want to walk us through here what we would be doing to start. If you were a user, Elena, how would we let people know?
Well, first you have to go to the Boulder County website, the bouldercounty.org, and then you have to know how to look for, you have to go to departments up here on the top menu and click on departments. And then I believe it was under down
Go
below.
Through all of our departments, absolutely, all the way, and it ends up being actually the very bottom for our Office of Emergency Management. Yep.
And then where it says emergency messages sign up, there's the link to sign up.
So this is where we're going to go through in our slides about what does that look like. And I think this is the key piece, is that if folks are moving into our community or moving from city to city or town to town, here's the response of how you get signed up if you haven't done it. And the other thing, Elena, that I noticed is that this service has changed in the last decade. And so it may be that someone's been here for a while and doesn't know that they are not signed up. So that's another really important piece of what we're hoping that people understand. So we've gotten ourselves into the program or onto the website, and here's where we're going to actually go through the sign up. And again, it's the emergency mass notification. There's a few things that people need, and this is where your sign up is going to happen. So you're going to go through. And of course, like any other good advice, what would you give some advice, Elena, to community members who are signing up with passwords, etc.?
Well, that you should use a username and a password that you can easily remember. And, you know, I know they say don't use the same username and password for all of your accounts, but some people do it, and everybody has their own way of remembering their passwords. I have an app that I like, that it was a free app that just, you can put in all of the usernames and passwords.
Oh, that's a great idea, actually, because especially when you're under duress, those types of things can be harder to recollect and or especially in these times, part of the preparedness conversation and doing work with the Resiliency Project with Office of Emergency Management was this theme of preparedness. And that was one of the reasons I really want to share this video with the community, because these are things that we can be doing ahead of time. Before we absolutely need them. So this was one of the pieces that you wanted to talk about specifically, Elena, in regards to sign up.
Well, there are a number of questions that are security questions. And I think one of them, when we first looked at it, one of the first ones was something about where you were born. And that just seemed to me to be something that could feed into the general mistrust that so many people have for good reason. And so just so that people know, there's a whole list of different questions, and you can choose any number of different questions as your security question.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. Well, and that's it. So those are the questions that you need to fill out. And I think, Elena, your advice about, finding a place that you're going to be able to store your password, your user ID number, et cetera. And that's what you need to do to create your account. So you do get the choice of how you're going to be notified, whether it's a home phone, it's a cell phone, if it's an email. But it might be a good idea also to just update your information within Everbridge, because it's true. Sometimes some of us have turned off our home phones in the last several years and are just using cell phones, and to update those, especially when you move from phones from family member to family member or friend to friend, that might be something to just update. So anything else you'd like to add, Elena, around the theme of preparedness and or natural disaster?
Not that I can think of right now. Just like you said, preparation is the key to try and really do all this beforehand when there's not an emergency, so that when there is one, you're not, under the stress. You just know where you can call for information.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one of the themes around resilience, is really being prepared. The more informed we are, the more connected we are, the better we do together in any type of emergency. So Elena, I want to thank you for joining us and just helping us share with community members about one of the ways that we can be prepared together and make sure that our neighbors and our friends have also completed their reverse 911 sign up.
Thank you so much.